Welcome to Augmented You. My name is Jan, I'm your host, and on this channel we equip you with all the information needed to thrive in the age of artificial intelligence. So if you're new to the channel, welcome, thanks for stopping by. We post videos every week, videos covering all the key topics, all the key happenings from the AI world, because at Augmented You, we believe that you should be mastering AI and not the other way around. So make sure to click the subscribe button, click the bell notification icon so that you get notified every time we post a new video. And if you are already a member of this community, welcome back, we appreciate you. The topic of today's video, AI breakthroughs. The news, what has happened, the impact, why it matters, the action. How can you benefit from it? Let's jump right into it. First item of the day, AI models capable of reasoning. Now, not long ago, OpenAI, they released their O1 preview model, which is capable of reasoning. So when you use that model, when you give it a task, it will break that task down into smaller subtasks, solve those subtasks, and then piece together the final solution. And supposedly, it is capable of solving more complex tasks, which require, again, reasoning. Well, OpenAI, they are no longer alone. DeepSeek, what they release is their model capable of deep thinking. And let's look at it because this is available through a chat. Again, this is open source and this is also available to try through their chat interface. So when you use this model, you give it a task very similarly how you would use ChatGPT, and then you have this option, Deep Think. Again, use DeepSeek R1 Lite to solve complex reasoning problems. Now let's try to solve this problem. How many R's are there in the word strawberry? And this is a problem that sounds very simple, but is actually pretty complicated from the perspective of large language models. So let's first use DeepSeek without the Deep Think option and see how it does. There are 2 R's in the word strawberry. This is actually incorrect. Now, let's open up a new chat. Let's force it or ask it to think through that problem deeply. Now let's see if it solves it now. So already we see a difference. So now it thinking, okay, so I have the question, how many R's are there in the word strawberry? All right, first things first, I need to look at the word strawberry and count the letter R. Seems straightforward, but I should be careful not to miss any or count extra ones. So let's look at the final outcome. Here you can see the full process, what it's doing in the background. It's thinking through the problem. The final solution, thus, there are 3 R's in the word strawberry, which is actually correct. So this is pretty exciting. Reasoning engines are moving forward. New solutions are coming out. Again, this is open source one. So this will be interesting to keep an eye out on. How well is it performing? And are we actually capable of doing more things? Are those models actually able to solve more complex tasks than, let's say, ChatGPT out of the box or Claude, Anthropic's models out of the box? Second item of the day, I want to talk about another AI chat interface. Now, while the spotlight is on OpenAI's ChatGPT, is on Claude models, is on Google Gemini, Mistral, French startup, they have been very busy and they have their own chat interface called Le Chat. Now, this chat comes with all state-of-the-art options that other largest companies have come out with in the past months. You have Canvas, which is this side window, side pane, where you can work together with large language models, with AI models on a given project. Let's say you're writing a blog post. Their models have access to the web, to web information, so they can use it for completing tasks or for answering questions. Multimodality, it can generate images. But what I want to focus on here is something that is new, something which we have not seen before. What you can do in their chat with this add character, you can invoke an agent. Now, what is an agent? Let's go through the process of creating an agent. You can create an agent which is specifically designed to perform a given task. Right? So you can give this agent a name, you can give it a description, you can choose a model that will power this agent, and then you can give this agent a system prompt. So through this, you tell it, you give it a task, this is how you should behave when I invoke you. You can also use few-shot prompting here, so you can give it a few examples of how it should behave, of how it should perform tasks, and then you can also test this agent in a side window. Now, I have already created an agent beforehand. It is called counter of R's. And it's pretty intuitive what this agent does. So let's see how well it does with the word strawberry. So counter of R's, I have invoked it with this add button. Do your magic with the word strawberry. And now automatically, this agent is called. Sure, the word strawberry contains 3 R's. This is correct. And this is very impressive because what this allows you to do, this allows you to create these task-specific agents which you can then use through the chat so that they can help you on a given task. And this combined with Canvas option, I think, can be very, very powerful. So you can have a agent dedicated for classifying images, or an agent dedicated to math problems, or an agent dedicated to counting R's in a word, right? Endless possibilities are available with this option. So this is very impressive from Mistral. Item number 3, it's several announcements from OpenAI. They've been very, very busy in the past few weeks, as usual, to be honest. The first one is OpenAI reportedly plans to launch an AI agent early next year. Why is this interesting? A few weeks ago, Claude was given the ability to use computers. So this is something that Anthropic announced, computer use, where their models can use or navigate, operate a computer, perform tasks. And the task that they were demonstrating was an AI agent going through a spreadsheet and filling out a form in a second window. Now, OpenAI is doing something similar. And this agent, which is reportedly coming out in January of next year, it's an autonomous agent that can control computers and perform tasks independently, codenamed Operator. The company plans to debut it as a research preview and developer tool in January. So this is pretty interesting. So Claude or Anthropic, they're getting a competitor in OpenAI. They're kind of following the same trend. OpenAI, just a few days ago, they also announced 12 days of OpenAI. It's 12 days of announcements and releases coming up to Christmas. And they've already started this, and one of the first ones, and I believe the most relevant so far, was introducing ChatGPT Pro. So what is ChatGPT Pro? We're adding ChatGPT Pro, $200 monthly plan that enables scaled access to the best of OpenAI's models and tools. This plan includes unlimited access to our smartest model. So again, this is the reasoning model, OpenAI O1. This is the full version, not just the preview version, which they released or announced a few weeks ago, as well as to O1 Mini, GPT-4o, and Advanced Voice. It also includes O1 Pro Mode, a version of O1 that uses more compute to think harder and provide even better answers to the hardest problems. So OpenAI, they are betting big on their reasoning capabilities, on their reasoning engine. So having models which are capable of solving more complex problems. And they are planning to power those models with even more compute than what was currently available. And let's look at the comparison. So O1 full version and then O1 Pro Mode, it is something new. It is a new announcement. And then comparing it to O1 Preview, competition math, benchmark, quite a big difference, quite a big delta. So O1 and O1 Pro Mode improve O1 Preview by quite a bit. Similar story with competition code, but then PhD level science questions, not necessarily the biggest of differences, right? From 74 to 76 and then 79 in the O1 Pro Mode. But this is one of the first announcements. It's going to be interesting to see what OpenAI continues to announce up until the Christmas. Still staying with OpenAI. Now, this was not one of their announcements in the context of 12 days of OpenAI, but it's something that was leaked. Was it leaked intentionally? I won't go into that, but it's still pretty interesting to look at. And it's OpenAI Sora leaks. Now, Sora, it is OpenAI's video generation AI model, and we have not heard a lot from them, to be honest. So we've seen some of the competitors quite frequently releasing new versions of models. I see Kling AI is pretty impressive. But let's look at how far Sora has progressed. Here are a few leaks, and this first one shows a dog chasing a cat in snow. And this was pretty good, I have to say. Animals running is something that is pretty complex for those models to get right. Usually legs are the trickiest part to generate correctly, but this is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty realistic. Eyes are perhaps a little bit off, but this is impressive. This seems like a obligatory one. A woman in a city street with a lot of signs around it. This one's pretty good. Then we have a burning building. This one also looks very realistic. Imagine just seeing that on the news. You would need some time to figure out that this is not real. Here we have anime generated, skyscrapers, a car, what looks like a safari perhaps. Pretty good. And then we have a cat chasing a mouse. And I think this is where we can see those problems with the legs. As it jumps, it almost looks like it's a three-legged cat. OpenAI Sora leaks. So I'll say this, definitely improvements compared to their previous version, but I'm interested to see how this looks like when it gets released officially. Continuing with Google. Now, I believe we have not featured Google for quite some time, but they've been busy. This is an announcement for this week. Veo and Imagine 3 announcing new video and image generation models on Vertex AI. Vertex AI is Google's AI platform. Now let's look at what those two models do. First one, Veo, now available on Vertex AI in private mode, empowers companies to effortlessly generate high-quality videos from simple text or image prompts. As the first hyperscaler to offer an image-to-video model, we're helping companies transform their existing creative assets into dynamic visuals. Let's look at this one in action. So this model takes as input an image and a prompt. So as here's an image and then a prompt. The man looks up and smiles at the camera, and then the model will turn this input into a video. Second one, prompt, the dog stands up, wagging his tail, happy and looking at the camera. It looks pretty good. Then we have marshmallows, and then last one is a crowd of cheering people at what looks like an ultra festival. So this is pretty impressive. Second one is Imagine 3, will be available to all Vertex AI customers starting next week. Imagine 3 generates the most realistic and highest quality images from simple text prompts, surpassing previous versions of Imagine in detail, lighting, and artifact reduction. Let's look at a few examples from Imagine 3. First one we have high school friends, we have a jazz club, oil painting, and then a comic book. This looks good, but I'll be honest, there's a lot of models capable of generating high quality images from prompts. So I think that is a task that generative AI has pretty much solved. There's still room for improvement when it comes to video generation. So we'll see what Veo can do in the future and what Sora can do in the future. I want to take a quick look at the large language model leaderboard, LLM Arena, because there have been some changes in the past week. So this is the current rankings. So how this one works is users can compare outputs from two different models side by side, but they do not know which models they are comparing or which models they are evaluating. So it's an unbiased way of assessing the quality of large language model outputs. And it's pretty good. I like to look at this one to get a better understanding of the state of large language models. And as I mentioned, there has been a change, and currently the best model, according to the Arena score, is Gemini, the latest version of Gemini from Google. Now, OpenAI's ChatGPT 4o dominated this benchmark for quite some time, but now there's a new king in town, and it's Gemini. Let's see how long Google can remain or keep that number one spot. Last news item for today, it's actually a couple, and it's new investment rounds. First one is Elon Musk's XAI. They land $6 billion in their latest round. So XAI, competitor to OpenAI, competitor to Anthropic, led by Elon Musk. Again, they raised $6 billion to fuel their AI ambitions. And then the second one is Amazon to invest another $4 billion in Anthropic. So this will end up totaling, or this will bring the total to $8 billion already. So Amazon is really investing in that partnership with Anthropic. So it's something similar as Microsoft has going on with OpenAI. Now, both Microsoft and Amazon, they are on the side developing their own AI capabilities, their own AI models. They're also investing heavily into their AI partnerships with, on one side, OpenAI, and other side, Anthropic. We saw DeepSeek coming out with their reasoning model competing with OpenAI's O1. OpenAI, a bunch of new announcements from them. They're also announced their 12 days of OpenAI announcement every day up until the Christmas. Google is expanding their Vertex AI platform with Imagine 3 and Veo models. New number one in the LLM arena, it's Gemini now holding that spot. XAI raises $6 billion, and then Amazon invests further $4 billion into Anthropic. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoy such content, click the subscribe button, click the bell notification icon so you get notified every time we post a new video. Until next time.